made for Windows, that could run on Windows. And also you must have got the localization guide that the team worked on. And in April 2007, at the end of this first phase, we will be releasing the second version of the Nepal Linux. Apart from this, the team also did research on mobile, basically SMS texting in Nepali, and some trying to localize PDA interface. And it's basically work in progress at the moment, because the restraint was on hardware and the different models of mobiles and PDAs, which we actually didn't have much access to. On the policy development side, since the beginning of the project, Madan Puraskar Pustakala has been actively participating in the local language computing in Nepal. I mean, the history of local language computing in Nepal itself is not that long, and it has been represented in the NLIT. That's it's called the Nepali Language in IT Steering Committee. It's formed under the High Level Commission for IT, and its role is to basically it was formed because Linux was being localized, and then Windows was also being localized, and there were keyboard issues and all. And in Nepal, we don't have a body or which looks after all these standardization processes. So the NLIT was formed to sort of advise the High Level Commission for IT on how to go on about these things. And we have been representing the institution from our side, and it's due to the work that we do through project. That a lot of collaboration with other similar local language computing organizations in Nepal. We have been working closely with them, and with them so far. But I would have to say that we haven't been able to make any actual sort of policy changes or that, because the past few years, the past 3 years, there was a lot of political change in Nepal, and so the IT was not exactly a priority of the government. But since the new government, it's already becoming stable and should be stable, more stable now. So I think IT would be a priority area in Nepal, and then we will be making contribution to it. I would say the most important outcome of the project, Panlocalization project in Nepal, was human resource development. Because when we started, I mean, basically there were 2 developers working voluntarily, and it was a small team with very less expertise. And through the project, a lot of expertise have been developed in different things. In Linux, we have now a very stable team who are regularly updating and also contributing in the open source to the open source community. Also, the team of translators that we have developed has been amazing, because it took us the first 2 years to translate the whole of genome. That's about 80,000 string. But the same translation team now, I think they took about 6 months to translate KD. That's also about 80,000 strings. So the expertise has gained has been quite useful, and we also have been We also have an outreach person. I think in the first phase, Nepal was the only component that has an outreach component or an outreach person in the team, and which actually have been working on with different government organizations plus private sector organizations in promoting local language computing. So the trainings and the human resource development was helped mainly with a lot of trainings within the projects as well as other trainings. I mean, recently 2 trainings in Thailand were also attended by the team members, and we have been collaborating with other partners. Like Chia said, 2 of our people went to Cambodia to train the other partners, team members in uh, Linux localization. Also, Kathmandu University Computer Science Department was the partner with MPP for the first phase, and due to the project, I mean the support from the project helped establish the language processing research lab in KU, which is doing a lot of work now. I mean, the research lab actually worked on the machine translation project that's was part of PAN ICT R&D grant, and so the center is working more towards natural language processing, which is quite positive. Also, in terms of management and administration, since we are not a very big organization, and especially in terms of computing and all, we had very less experience before doing the project, and the project management practices has